everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the DX Max RyuSoul Changer from Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. This is a new power-up for Red, as you can see. He's featured very prominently here on the right side of the packaging. If you don't watch the show at all, I won't spoil for you what happens to make this come about in case you want to wait and watch it. But something rather significant for Sentai's sake happens so that this power-up can be born, and Red takes this form over here. So you can see you put the Max RyuSoul in, it pops open, looks like the head of a dragon, or very much like Tiramigo's face, which I think looks pretty cool. Down here, not too much going on. You do need 2 AAA batteries. Over here, big picture of the Max RyuSoul. Over here, you got the changer. And then on the back, it shows you how to pop it in. It flips open, power up. Oh, and then you just go ahead, use the various buttons and things. Now, it has this whole thing, the directions show it too, where it shows you take the sword and hit the hilt against the thing. It's just a button. You don't need the sword. Like, it tells you to take the butt of the sword and hit the button with it. And I'm like, oh, or I could just hit it with my finger. I don't know why I need to jam the 2 toys together, but whatever. And then you have the various combinations over here, which of course we'll take a look at. So without further ado, let's get this guy out of the box and we'll take a closer look. So here you go. This is what you get in the box. These 2 items here. Here is the Max RyuSoul. Very large. You can see it has a rail plate here, but there's literally nothing on it. There's no rails or anything. It's because this is not a reader, so it just has to slide into the channel. But on this side, very nice silver and gold paint, a little bit of metallic red there for the eye. Otherwise, it's just kind of a big rectangle, so we're going to set that down over here. Here is the Max RyuSoul Changer. If you've ever thought to yourself, you know what Sentai needs? A Wolverine claw? Well, guess what? You got it. It's right here. I will be honest, it looks neat. I like it. It's perfectly fine. I like this kind of, I don't know what color you would call this, but it's almost like a bluish green, maybe a mint or something like that. The metallic green. I love that color. I think it goes well with the red. A little bit of gold here is very shiny. I like that as well. Here's the speaker. Here are the 2 channels to slide RyuSouls into. This is a button. Down here, this is a button. And there's a button over here. This is the one that the directions tell you to take the bottom of the sword and hit it into that to set it off. And I'm like, it's just a button. You can just press it. I tried it just for the argument's sake. You know, what you hit the button with makes no difference. So I don't know why it tells you to use the sword. As you can see, my hand doesn't quite fit this. It is kind of tiny. I could kind of fit everything in here, but it would be really tight. It's more comfortable just to hold it like this. I mean, I don't mind. It's fine. I can still use it. I can still hit the button. It's pretty cool. 2 AAA batteries go underneath this plate right here. And then here's the on and off switch, so I will go ahead and turn it on. There you go. Announces its name. We're going to put this off to the side. We'll come back to that in a minute. At this point, if you hit the button, generic slashing sounds. If you hit this button over here on the side, so there you go. It says max charge. It does that fun little like waiting music. Then you hit the trigger over here, or the button over here, whatever you want to call that. And you get full max, and you get a cool sound effect. If you just hit this button with nothing inside, so you get those 3 phrases over and over again. It'll just keep cycling through if you go ahead and play with it. Hit the button without anything inside. This is the release for when you put RyuSouls in. This is the button you hit to release them. Otherwise, I guess that's pretty much it for this thing on its own. Yeah, I've showed you what all 3 of the buttons do, so let's go ahead. Oh, now I'm setting it off. Let's go ahead and bring in the Max RyuSoul. So it's very simple. You just go ahead, you take this thing. Like I said, you have this channel here, and you just slide it in like you would anything else. Sometimes that's a little weird to make sure you have it lined up, but So there you go. Now you are transformed. I do enjoy how seamless this looks when it is combined in here. Like, first of all, I love that this looks like the head of Tiramigo, but like, you know, like a dragon now instead of a dinosaur. But it really does. It fits so seamlessly into this that it just looks like it's one solid thing. Like, it's hard to even tell, you know, where you pull it out. Like, it integrates perfectly. At this point, if you hit the trigger button, same slashing sound. If you hit this button, so those sounds are exactly the same. But if you hit this button, so there you go. I like that music. I think the sound effect's pretty cool. I actually like that a lot. You're back to sound effects, slashing sound effects there. If you hit this again. It's exactly the same. And then you come underneath here, you hit this red button I showed you earlier. And this just slides out and then fold it back in half. So that's it. That's it for like what you get in the box on its own. But we can go ahead and put some other RyuSouls in there. Alright, so how this works with the individual RyuSoul. This thing is not a reader. If you look very closely, you can see that there are two buttons right here. You can see 1, 2. You can see them on this side, 1 and 2. So how this works, you have RyuSouls that do not have the connecting piece in between, and then you have RyuSouls that do have the connecting piece in between. You can see it right here. So if I put this one in, it's only going to press down one of the buttons, but if I put this one in, it's going to press down two of the buttons. So first combination will be 2 that do not have it. Let me zoom back out. So I just wanted to show you that while it's doing the hold music, these two buttons do nothing. You have to hit the button over here, and you get that EK Soul sound. Now, I will take these out, and we'll try one of each. So you notice that time the music went a little bit faster and it was EK Soul instead of just EK Soul. So basically when you put in one that doesn't have the little bridge, it just calls it a RyuSoul, and then this calls it a Kishiryu Soul. Now we'll do 2 of this kind. Sorry, Kyoryu Soul. So then the music's faster, even still faster, and then you get the Super EK Soul. So there you go. Those are the levels of the combinations that you can do. And that's pretty much it. When you're using the individual RyuSouls, those are the 3 combinations you can get. Again, it is not a reader, so it doesn't matter which ones you use. It's just a matter of if it's pressing just one of these buttons or both of the buttons. And that's pretty much it for that. So as far as a Sentai power-up goes, it's not bad. I kind of like the design of it. A claw is kind of fun. You have a ton of buttons on there for different sound effects. Plus, I love the color scheme. I think that metallic green paint's really sharp, especially with the red plastic and that little bit of gold chrome on top. As far as the Max RyuSoul, I mean, it looks nice. The silver and gold paint is very sharp, very crisp, especially against that black background. It really stands out and looks really nice. But other than that, it's just kind of a giant rectangle. It has this rail plate, but it doesn't have anything molded into it, so it doesn't read anything. But that's good because it's too big to fit in the sword or the changer or anything like that. So that's why I didn't bother trying to show you guys any of that in this video. It's too big. It doesn't fit. It can't be read by anything else but this thing. Not that there's anything to read, but anyway. I like when you put it into the Max RyuSoul changer and flip it open, how seamlessly it integrates, and it almost looks like one cohesive piece, which I actually think is kind of neat. And again, the paint detailing and everything on that really works and integrates into this nicely, and it looks really cool once it's all, you know, connected. It could have more sound effects. I mean, sure, it would have been great if it was a reader of the RyuSouls, but I never expected it to be. I think that'd be asking a lot to make it a reader. But it's not even a reader like the Changer's a reader. Like, the Changer's kind of a reader. It can tell different subsets, whereas, like, the sword is a full-on reader. It reads all the different rail plates and everything, and it can tell you which soul it is. This thing literally just knows how many buttons are being pressed. It's very similar to the Mosa Changer, where it can tell when you put in the Bidi Bidi soul as opposed to the Gold RyuSoul because of that little bridge across the feet. And that's the same thing that this is doing. When you put in a RyuSoul, it's either depressing one button or it's depressing two. And that's how it knows how to read it, essentially. So, like I said, there's a decent amount of functionality in this thing, but nothing to write home about. It's really going to be up to you how much you care about these things. If you're collecting all unique RyuSouls, I don't know, would you count this thing? It's not a RyuSoul in the traditional sense because it can't be read by the sword or the changer or anything else. But it carries the name Max RyuSoul, so it's going to be up to you. So your mileage is going to vary with this one, but I think it's kind of neat. I think it looks neat, and the sound effects you do get are pretty decent. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.